The bucket slipped from my hands that night. Water poured everywhere across the expensive hotel carpet, and the whole hallway turned dead silent. I didn't even try to pick it up. I just sank down on the wet floor, phone pressed to my ear, tears falling faster than I could stop them. Mom, please don't sell Papa's necklace. It's the last thing, the only thing I still have of him. My mother's voice was breaking on the other side. Mija, if we don't pay the rent tomorrow, they'll throw us out. What else can we do? I wiped my face with my sleeve and whispered, I'll find a way, Mom. I promise. I'll work all night. I'll do anything. I was crying so hard I could barely breathe, but somehow I stood up, grabbed the mop, and kept cleaning. I thought I was completely alone. I thought no one in that fancy hotel would ever notice a maid like me, but someone did. From the shadows at the end of the hallway, someone was watching every tear. A few minutes later, a tall man stepped out of the penthouse suite. No suit, no tie, just quiet eyes that looked like they already knew my pain. You're the girl who was crying, he said softly. I froze, terrified I was about to lose my job. Sir, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to disturb anyone. You didn't disturb me, he answered, and handed me a simple white card. Come to this address tonight, 7 p.m. I stared at the card, then at him. Why me? He looked at me for a long second and said, for a real job, a better life, if you're willing. That evening, shaking with fear and hope, I rang the doorbell of a quiet, beautiful house. A kind older woman opened the door with the warmest smile I'd ever seen. I'm Mrs. Parker. Come inside, dear. You're expected. The house smelled like lavender and safety. No cold stares, no judgment, just peace. A few minutes later, the same man walked in, now wearing simple clothes, looking almost human. Emily, he said gently, I want to offer you a permanent job. Live here with us. Help Mrs. Parker run the house. Good salary, your own room, and no more night shifts that break your heart. My voice cracked. No one has ever trusted me like this before. He sat down across from me, took a deep breath, and told me why. 20 years ago, I was the little boy hiding behind his mother while she cleaned houses exactly like you. She was a single mom, working 3 jobs, and still, 1 month we couldn't pay rent. They threw us out that night. I still remember the cold sidewalk, the sound of her crying, holding me tight, promising everything would be okay. She worked herself to death so I could have a future, but she never lived to see it. When I saw you tonight, crying, yet still working, I saw her again. I saw every promise I never got to keep. I don't want you to lose the last piece of your father. I don't want your dreams to die because life is cruel. That's why I brought you here. Tears rolled down my face again, but this time, they felt different. He smiled softly. Most people cry and give up. You cried and kept going. That's rare, Emily. That's strength. Mrs. Parker took me to my new room. Small, cozy, clean sheets, a little wooden desk, and a tiny vase with fresh flowers. On the dresser was a note. If you ever need anything, just knock twice. Parker. I cried myself to sleep that night, but for the first time in years, they were happy tears. Days turned into weeks. Mornings with Mrs. Parker, afternoons organizing old files, evenings watering the garden. I started to breathe again. One afternoon, while I was carefully arranging papers, he sat beside me. You handle everything with so much love, he said. Were you always like this? I smiled shyly. I used to sew back home, cutting fabric, threading needles. It was the only time my heart felt quiet. The next morning, a huge package waited for me. Inside, beautiful new clothes, a complete tailoring kit, sharp silver scissors, rolls of fabric, everything. He stood in the doorway, arms crossed, smiling. You said sewing helps you breathe, so breathe again, Emily. I started shaking. Sir, I don't want to live on charity. This isn't charity, he said. This is belief. With Mrs. Parker's help, I turned the empty ballroom into my little workshop. Tables, soft lights, shelves of colorful fabric. My dream coming alive. 3 weeks later, women started coming. Poor mothers, immigrant girls, women with broken wings just like I once had. I taught them how to cut, how to stitch, how to create something beautiful from almost nothing. One evening, he stood at the door watching us laugh and sew together. You did all this? He asked, voice full of wonder. I looked around at all the smiling faces, then back at him. No, sir, we did this. The girl who once collapsed crying on a hotel floor is now the one teaching others how to stand tall. Sometimes life pushes the strongest hearts into the darkest corners, not to destroy them, but to place them exactly where someone will finally see their light. One act of kindness can become the foundation of an entire new life. This is my story, but maybe the next one will be yours. If my journey touched your heart even a little, please subscribe to Moralist, because who knows, the next voice you hear changing someone's life might be your own. Thank you for listening, and remember, no matter how dark the night gets, your story is not over yet.